As I mentioned previously, a great way to start managing your time is to figure out if there are any responsibilities that you can take off your plate. This activity will help you think about the obligations that you can remove from your life and how. This activity should take between 5 and 10 minutes, depending on how many obligations you can think of to remove. To get started, download the worksheet attached to this lecture and take a minute or two to think about all of your obligations and how they make you feel. What are the things you dread going to or doing? Now, on the worksheet, write down at least 2 obligations, but more if you can, that you'd rather or not in your life. For example, maybe you signed up to be a room parent in your kids' class, and it's really more of a time sucker than you thought. Maybe you're on a committee at work that was valuable to you and others at one point, but just isn't anymore. Maybe it's something around the house that you just can't stand doing. Maybe it's even a person, a relationship that is dragging you down and not serving you anymore. But whatever it is, write it down. Then think about the action that you can take to remove this obligation from your life. There are really 3 ways to do this. First, you can extract yourself by discussing the obligation with whoever is in charge on the other end. You want to do this gracefully and with empathy. If you made a commitment for a particular amount of time, you'll probably want to keep your commitment and then just not sign up again. For instance, if it's being a room parent, you'll probably need to wait for the end of the semester. If it's a committee at work or a volunteer position, go to talk to the person in charge and explain why it doesn't make sense for you anymore, and create an exit plan together. Next, you can delegate. If you have direct reports at work where it might make sense for them to take over a duty, that can be an option. You can delegate housework to your kids or your partner. And finally, if it's within your budget, you can outsource. Maybe you can find a way to get a house cleaner once a month, or pay for translation services instead of translating that document yourself. Maybe you can even do a swap with a friend. You do the chore they hate, and then you do the chore you hate. When you've brainstormed a few obligations and thought about how to remove them, put a realistic timeline around it. When you have this conversation or do the research on service providers, really think about this and be realistic. You want an actionable plan that you can commit to. At the end of the activity, you'll come away with an action plan to help you free up time in your life so that you can spend that time on something you really want to do. Let's get to it.